Hello there, John here. Welcome to another video. I hope you're doing well. It's going to be like kind of like a countdown, but not really in any order. Literally, I just want to tell you about since well I've had all these emulator games recently. I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time talking about the games I used to play on the two main consoles that I'm going to be doing emulator games on, which is the SNES, the Super Nintendo, and the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis as you call it in America. First of all, in this video I'm just going to talk about the SNES games, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System games. I will do the Sega in a different video, which I will try and release next month. So yeah, I've got all these games on emulators now, so it's really cool to be able to play them again. Basically, the games I used to play constantly when I actually had my SNES, I still have it. It's obviously just not connected up anymore because of the old kind of aerial connection-y kind of tuning it in kind of thing. Well, basically we're talking about games such as Doom. The graphics on that were terrible, very blocky to look at the emulator now, and when you compare that and stuff like Super Mario World and Super Mario All-Stars, again two other games that I would play, look at those games and how kind of blocky and everything they are. And that's like when the SNES first came out, you had those kind of games. And then it moved on to stuff like, Street Fighter 2, which I had the Turbo Edition. I didn't have the Hyper, so I had the normal Turbo. What else was there? You obviously had your Mortal Kombat series. I've got Mortal Kombat. I still got all these games, by the way, somewhere in this house. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I love Mortal Kombat. It's probably one of my favourite game series. It's probably my favourite old game series. God of War is probably my all-time favourite game series, but that's like all kind of next gen and everything. So, but my favourite old generation kind of stuff, and even now it's new generation as well with Mortal Kombat 11. I absolutely love the Mortal Kombat series. The only game I don't have at those main 11 is 11, because at the moment I can't afford it. I've got Mortal Kombat 1 on the Mega Drive, the Gaming Gear, the SNES. I've got Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 on all those systems as well. I don't think I got Mortal Kombat 3 on the Game Gear. I think I only got Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 on the Game Gear. What else was there? Like I say, Street Fighter 2 I've mentioned before, and then we look at like the graphics of those kind of games, and then you look at the kind of advanced kind of stuff that they brought in with stuff like Killer Instinct, where things were starting to look a little bit more kind of organic, so to speak. I say you got like your Killer Instincts, which is like your stop motion and kind of computer graphics. You got your Clay Fighters. I never had Clay Fighters. You got Pit Fighter. I never really had Pit Fighter, but they all kind of tie in with trying to use certain types of technologies. Clay Fighter was one that I couldn't get on with clay fighters, but like I used kind of like stop motion, like clay figures. You've got your Killer Instincts, which I absolutely loved. Obviously they bought that out now for the Xbox One, which was really cool. Let's have a look, see what I can find. Yeah, obviously there was Primal Rage. I just noticed that one on the list of games as well that I used to have. Rise of the Robots, again, another kind of one that kind of took in the whole kind of stop motion thing. Well, I say, when you have like, you go from graphics like Doom and Mario, and then you kind of bring that up to date with more kind of Mortal Kombats and Killer Instincts and Street Fighters and stuff like that, it bring it more kind of realistic and kind of natural. You then went completely opposite and went into stuff like Star Fox or Starwing. The same game, just different names. I think that depended on what side of the Atlantic Ocean you were on. I can't remember who had who. But Star Fox and Starwing, from what I can gather, was the same game. And again, that had in all your 3D kind of polygons to make like 3D shapes and stuff, which was quite kind of advanced for its kind of era. When you look at how we cope with it now, with stuff like PlayStation 1 when they were doing all your polygons, it's quite unbelievable that they were doing it on the SNES. And then also, based on that, a little bit further ahead, you then got your Donkey Kong countries. I only had Donkey Kong 1. I didn't have Diddy's Revenge or any of the other ones. I only had number 1. But it was a really cool game. Just a random platformer, good fun to play. And the graphics on that, I think, are so completely disparate from Mario World, for example, and Doom. They're like almost completely different generations. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that retro consoles really pushed the boundaries of gaming way more than what modern consoles do. For example, like I say, when take the SNES for example, this example that we're just talking about. You go from Doom and Super Mario World and Super Mario All Stars to something that looks as smooth and as 3D as Donkey Kong. You know, it's all on the same console. That to me is worlds apart. Whereas if you take a next generation console now, what you get is realistic looking men. Advance that a few generations and you're looking at more realistic men. There's no kind of leap in advancements, so to speak. You know, it's hard to explain, hard to put in words, I think. But I honestly believe that the older generations pushed the boundaries of what it was capable of way more than what consoles do nowadays. What else did we have? We also have Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage. That was a nice, bright, colourful little game that I used to love playing. Play Spider-Man, you play Venom. You up against Carnage, the red kind of one and everything, and it was all really bright and colourful and a bit trippy. So yeah, you know, that's really all I wanted to to mention. I wanted to mention those games. They're not in any order as to what I liked them in. Obviously, if I had to choose, I would say Mortal Kombat on top, and then possibly, I don't know, Killer Instinct next, then Mario World 1, then Mario All Stars, then Donkey Kong, and Doom, and the Star Fox at the bottom. Street Fighter, that was okay, but it was more just a random, I don't know, I preferred that on the Mega Drive, to be honest. It just seemed easier to use on the Mega Drive. Or Genesis, as you call it in America. So yeah, no, they're my games. They were the main ones that I played. I think I only had those games. I can't remember having many other games. I definitely had Rise of the Robots as well. But that was like one of the worst games ever. I think it's actually topped polls as the worst game physics that there is. The worst looking game, the worst whatever game. It tends to top pretty much all of those kind of charts. The physics on it and the AI in it is terrible. It's very clunky mechanics. All in all, not a very pleasant thing to do. And I've got it on the Mega Drive and the SNES. I think I've definitely got it on the SNES. I can't remember if I had it on the Mega Drive or not. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. What games did you play on the SNES? You know, give us some games and I'll see if I ever played them. If I've got them, would you like me to play them? I'm really kind of trying to get into this retro stuff. Purely because it's free and it doesn't cost anything to buy, and I'm poor, so I can't afford to buy all these modern games like Sekiro and Days Gone and World War Z and all these fancy games. I can't afford to play those kind of things, so you're not going to get those on my channel. Not unless something major happens, like I sort of become an overnight success and I can kind of buy whatever I want to, whenever I want to. But I'm ranting now, so I'm going to leave it here. Like, subscribe, do the bell, share, comment, do all that, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye.